So all of these windows will be able to be opened?
Yes.
What about the one on the left?
Or not all of them.
Not all of them, not all of them will be
The
operable.
corner itself will not be operable.
No,
You'll
I
have-
understand.
It'll be casements, and some of them will be fixed. Not all of them will be
Okay,
operable.
casements and.
Yeah, it'll be casements. They'll be
I want to caution the audience, we don't have to drill too deeply down in this. We're looking for the overall
I know, I live
feeling.
across the street, I don't look at this house every
Okay.
day.
Mhm. All right.
And I like that last time, David Hamilton suggested putting in quite a few verticals, and I appreciate that you did that. You know, I think that makes a big difference, even though the windows are still very simple. So,
Well-
yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, I want to thank David and Jennifer, who took their time to give us some guidance from their view, living in the neighborhood. So it helped us a little bit in reference to the direction. Because again, we're coming in with a specific idea of how we perceive the historic guidelines are, which may be out of this area. Because I'm currently doing a project in Mount Pleasant that's historic, that is totally different than this. So Jennifer did it, I thank her because she took time and sent us 4 different types of drawings that helped us tremendously. And David sent us pictures, and I talked to him for an hour in reference to some of the things that, you know, he felt that could assist us to get to this point. And hopefully, you know, it could help.
I just had a couple quick questions. Is the house set back as far as the other 2 houses?
no. It will be aligned with the one on the left, the gentleman's house.
Gary's
Yeah.
house?
Yes, it'll be in line.
Okay, and, oh, the height, what's the height of the ceilings on the first floor?
The total height of the building is 35 feet,
What's the height of the ceilings on the first floor?
9.5, 10 feet.
But it's not gonna be 8 feet.
No, they're gonna be 10. They're gonna be 10.
All right, we're gonna move on. Ms. Wheeler?
Yeah, first of all, thank you very much for working with David and making these changes. And second, the congratulations to Tanya, taking your direction. I like the transoms, I really like the transoms, I'm a fan of transoms, I think they look very well in the other pictures I've seen that shot. I do have a question about I think the word is munches, is that the right word? Dividers of the panes, is that the right word? Okay.
Faith, could you speak up, cause I can't even hear you up here.
You can.
Uh-uh.
I'll try.
Thank you, baby.
All
Thank you.
right. I like the transoms, okay?
You like the trans?
I like the transoms. Does everybody know what a transom is? Everybody? Maybe not. Okay, transom is, transom is this vertical, if I'm right, this horizontal line here, which in some houses are separate. In my house, they're separate and they open up. And the casements, I think it's fine. The mullions, I would like to ask you, you said that they're all metal, which is unlike any house that I know of in the neighborhood. And I wondered, what about making them wood?
Or what? Yeah, in historic, because it's not an existing, they don't have to be wood. You just have to be close. Material-wise, they don't have to match you exactly. So the windows can be either metal or clad. They allow clad windows on new construction. They don't have to be all wood.
So these are aluminum clad?
Correct. No, we switched. The new one, they're now clad.
They're now
I'm
aluminum
sorry.
clad.
They're now aluminum
I
clad.
didn't hear you say that. Okay.
But they not have to be 100% wood.
Well,
And we're allowed to use different materials for the windows. We're not.
but you will be using wood, you will use some wood, is that right?
No.
It's a wood window with an aluminum clad.
Oh, okay.
Inside will be
Alright,
a
so
clear pine that will probably.
The inside is wood,
Inside.
the inside is wood, the
And
outside
outside
has a
is-
wrapping of aluminum,
Got it,
which
yeah,
is
in
full.
fact, I have that in my house, I'll have to say. That's why I learned more about windows. Okay, and the color of the mullions will be black, am I
They're all
understanding
black,
that
yes.
correct? Very good. Okay.
Jennifer, do you have anything to say or before?
Yeah, I don't have any specific questions, but I did want to behalf of our recommendation.
Are you giving your presentation now?
Yeah, in light
Okay,
of,
thank you. There are no more questions for the audience, correct?
Yeah, I would like to say something if I may, whenever it's appropriate.
Right now it's fine.
All right, fine, thank you. My name's Harry Singleton. I live at 604 Butternut Street to the east of the lot. In fact, I own that lot, even though I don't look much over a day over 35. I own that lot for 40 years. And it was my intent to build a house on that lot, move into that, and let my daughter move into my house at 604. But plans changed, and so I sold this lot a year ago. So the issue really, the backstory is that there's always been a house on that lot. There was a house on that lot, it burned down, it was torn down. The intent was to build another house there. So I know, for personally speaking, my opposition to this particular project had nothing to do with there being a house built there. Because there's, you know, there was a house there in the past. There was an expectation that there would be another house there in the future. My problem with the project was the design. I did not think it fit. It was totally out of conformity, if you will, with the architecture in the neighborhood. Clearly, new construction does not have to comply board for board, nail for nail as existing structures. They don't have to be exact duplicates. We're not doing historical duplication here in our building, but the design has to fit. And I know I speak for my neighbor on the west side of the lot, the Burwells, as well, in stating that. However, I have to say, though, that what's been presented here tonight is a far cry from what I saw last week, and it looks a lot better. I don't think it fits exactly into the community, but I don't know that it looks that out of place as the prior designs did. So I too would, you know, like to, I met this gentleman, he came to talk to me, which I thought was a nice gesture, to tell me what his plans were. Of course, he didn't have any architectural plans at that point, but I think that it's a demonstration of his willingness to work with us, to present something a bit more appropriate that we could live with. I mean, all of us here are neighbors. We've lived in this neighborhood for many, many years, and we've seen things come and go, and we want to make sure that the charm is preserved, the charm of our neighborhood is preserved by whatever is built. And I think that all this is, you know, like you said, Tanya, nobody's going to necessarily, everybody's not necessarily going to like it. I think that it's not as objectionable as what we saw before.
Very good.
So,
Right.
Thank you, sir.
all right, kudos to you.
Thank you.
You know,
Okay.
so just very quickly, the chairman of the Designer Review Committee suggested that these gentlemen go down and look at the remodels on the corner of Aspen and Pine Branch. And this one, to me, I walk past it every day on my way to the Metro. And so it would be the second one going south, the one that actually has the same color. This looks really similar to that, and that house was almost a complete tear down. It was, so I think that just a block down and around the corner, you have a house that's really similar to this. So it falls outside of the historic district, but it's really similar.
Okay, so we'll move on to a presentation from Jennifer.
Sure. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Jennifer Stinson. I am on the Design Review Committee. I have an architecture degree, and specifically in college I focused on traditional architecture and urban planning. I guess I should start by saying this is a really big deal, because if we're not in the historic, if he was not in the historic district, we wouldn't have this kind of sway. And I can tell you, as Walter Reed develops and our neighborhood becomes more valuable and we have some tear downs and things, we're not going to be able to, we might get what his first drawings showed.
Street is
No,
historic
I don't
district.
think
The
so.
historic district is Walter Reed.
Right, but I'm saying like where in my blocks, in
Let's stay on this
the
house.
blocks in between, which still consider Tacoma. So the good thing about the recommendation we gave you is that half of it is no longer relevant. Because he did a great job between some photographs and sketches that we shared with him, including that house on Aspen. A lot of the comments we said about windows being non-compatible, porch being awkward, and such, I think he's taking care of all of it. I don't know if Ann Brockett will probably have some other things to tweak and such. There's a few things that I don't love. I think I would, if it's not necessary, I would take off your top dormers if I could, because they just sort of look a little bit additive and not necessary, but, and maybe tweak a few things here and there, but like these others say, I applaud you for trying to become, as we said in our meeting, harmonious with our neighborhood. And so I'm not jarred when I walk or drive by, because it is a very prominent site there, a very prominent intersection, especially as Butternut becomes more trafficked.
More than that. Are there any more, do you have anything else to say?
I just have a question. So you guys are going to meet with Ann Brockett again with this design later this month.
She has not seen it yet.
No.
We don't try to cut the side conversation down as much as possible, please.
Okay. I don't think that you are welcome to come back to the design review committee, but as David, I think I speak for David Hamilton as well. I don't think you have to, since we have solved the biggest part of our problem.
So,
Thank you.
what I'm hearing is that most people are in agreement